Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're going to be doing another install on the Polaris Ranger. It is a product that you would use if you were messing with clay pigeons. It's a rack that's going to go on the back of the Ranger. I'll go ahead and throw it up on the screen. The product is sent to us from StarKnightMt, so we're going to unbox this thing, put it together, and install it, and then we'll install probably the 870, and I'm curious to see if it'll hold something besides one of those items like a shovel or anything like that. And we'll take it for a ride and see how it holds everything, see if everything's still secure when we're done. So let me show you what's in the box. Okay, let's see what's in the box. Looks like you got all your hardware. Looks like we got a bracket. Another bracket, looks identical to that one. Some different brackets. This bracket looks the same. This has a bunch of looks like rubber mounts or straps, and possibly instructions are in here. Yep, that's what it looks like. Instruction manual. It's more like a T-bracket. Yeah, the same T-bracket. Two more of these mounts. And some bars. Okay, so it says it's recommended for 2 people installation. Well, we're going to see how it does with 1 people, because I don't have 2 people. Okay, so you've got a outside piece and an inner piece. It'll go to slide together. This is going to be a crossbar, so I don't suspect we need to put this together quite yet until we know where the spacing needs to be. Okay, these look like item number 4. And the crossbar pieces. So it looks like we need to connect this T-piece to one of these pieces. Washer nut. There's one. Next we're going to put these brackets on the bottom side of these T's. Looks like about like so. This is actually what will mount into the bed of the Ranger. Leave that loose for now. Next it wants us to connect these rubber straps to the brackets here. Okay, and next it says to attach these to these brackets that we put together with these hand screws. So on the hand screws, you have essentially a bolt and then the nut upper one and a lower one. Okay, there's one arm. Okay, and the next step is going to be connecting the crossbar, which we didn't actually put together yet. So this piece we need to connect, but we need to figure out how wide it needs to be. Now we can attach this piece, this cross piece on it, and start getting this thing set up. This is probably where, when it says 2 people, that it would be beneficial. Okay, I'm trying to eyeball where I want this to be spaced out at. I think I want to go quite a ways with it. I want you to use a bolt and nut. Just see if that's the right hole we want to use. Let's have a look at it from back here. No, I need to space it out a little bit more. This one's leaning in way more than that side. Okay. Okay, let's check that out. See if that's any better. Okay, that does look a little better. Let's go ahead and tighten it up where it's at. Okay, to attach the brackets to the bed, it's got these big lag bolts that'll go into the side, and then these Phillip-headed screws that'll go down to the top. Let me show you. So the big lag bolts will go in here and here, and then those Phillips will go right up here at the top. Okay, when you're drilling the holes, you've got to watch out for, you've basically only got this spot you could drill in, this little spot here. So if you drill in anywhere here, you're going to hit the inside of these. That would be a good spot right here. Where I positioned it, I may need to move it, but if I do that, it's going to have to be way up here because my mount back here, unless I remove that, but then I still only got a little spot back here, and there's already a screw. So there's my screw hole. I'm going to move it over just a little bit more to get this thing to fit. Okay, for right now, I'm just going to do the lag screws on the side. Have to pull this upper bracket back off to be able to drill down to add the Phillips screws. The only other option would be to loosen it and widen it out where you can get a drill down into those. But I think those lag screws are enough to hold it for now. I do need to finish tightening down here, and then up there I need to finish running that Allen bolt through, put a washer and nut on here, and then there's a jam nut that put in this nut right up here to kind of lock it all together. Okay, so one of the last things we're going to do is just kind of make sure it's where it needs to be. We've got some cross pieces right here to tie up in here to kind of make everything a lot more rigid. So those brackets, like I said, here they are. Use the same bolts as what most everything else is assembled with. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run through and just tighten everything up because I left everything loose while I put it together. Just helps kind of move everything around like it needs to be. Let me get this tight and then we'll test it. Okay, well, they do give you some extra straps and extra hardware, quite a bit of extra hardware, thumb screws and the main bolts, pretty much at least 2 of everything that it takes to assemble this. So now we'll grab a 870. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a shovel too, stick on the other side and just see how it holds. May grab an axe also. It's a mount, doesn't necessarily have to be for the design purpose, so let's just see what it does. Okay, also, now that everything's tight, this thing's pretty solid now. Let's go grab an 870, shovel, an axe, throw it all up in here and see how it does. Okay, we got the 870. We're gonna stick it up in here. I like keeping these silicone socks on all my stuff. I think it just helps protect it a little bit better. Let's see. Okay, well, that's that. Let's go grab an axe and a shovel, throw in here and see how it does. Okay, well, we've got the Fiskars X27 and a shovel. Just curious, this thing isn't, necessarily designed for this stuff. Essentially, it's a tool holder. So let's see how it does with them. Because maybe you're not into sporting clays, but maybe you need a different tool rack. I think it's gonna hold that just fine. Put a shovel in here, let's see. The only issue I can see with the shovel is you could almost slide it straight up out of there. Things don't get too wild with it. I think it's gonna work just fine. Let me throw you guys up here on the back and let's go for a little drive and see how this thing does. All right, everyone, you've seen it in action. It held everything just fine. These items like this that I own, I value quite a bit. So I'm not just gonna put them in any mount if I don't feel comfortable with it, because I do value those items. And as far as the axe and the shovel, it's not designed for it, but it did hold them good. The axe I wasn't worried about one bit. I mean, the base of it's wide enough that the strap secures it pretty decent. The shovel, you can slide the shovel up and out. So I don't think I would necessarily use it for moving shovels and stuff around, but my pickaroons and my axe and stuff like that, that'd be handy. Or if I'm going out doing a little clay sporting, then yeah, this mount will work great for that. If you're interested in one of these mounts, I'll go ahead and put a link to it down in the description box. If you found any of the information helpful, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.